Just a lot of bad things happening at once. Oh my god. Show people what we're doing here.
It's nothing fancy.
Yeah, that was okay. Not yet, I don't think, bro. Whoa. We've been busy. Ooh. Please say you're not pushing. Might be a prolapse. Ruby Sue is not doing well. Is it time? It's been a terrible week. Mama. Thirsty. Enough? Just me, or does this mom seem better since we put someone else in the pen? Like, she's up a lot more.
I know, she's always standing.
It's weird. It's like, we haven't done anything different. Not as bad, but like she's still, oh, as soon as we said that, she went down. She does baby it. Like, she does kind of hot potato. Look as good today. Her ears aren't as perky. Yeah, she doesn't seem as good. Still trying to get used to this camera, and my old camera had a wide lens, and I'm really not loving the vibe of me being like front and center. So bad news this morning yet again. We had another ewe lamb abort, so that's 2 out of 20.
Oh, I forgot.
Like the last time?
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Like, I don't know, like glanced over and I'm like, oh, orange.
Yeah, she went right dead last time because I forgot it.
Yeah.
Thank you. What I was saying is, yeah, Carissa came in and our little black ewe lamb aborted a set of twins. So 2 weeks, typically 2 weeks before a lambing group like this, and especially ewe lambs, the smoking gun is usually chlamydia. Now, I'm not overly surprised with this group, and why I say that is this is the group that I put them through the whole flushing process. I seeded them, and the day I was supposed to put the rams in it, I pulled the June lambs out of this group because I just didn't think they were big enough. So they were given their full vaccination then. So then I went to breed them again here in July, and I texted Rex like a while before I had to breed them, and I said, how do I proceed with their chlamydia vaccine, because they got it before their last breeding group, but then I pulled them and I didn't breed them. And he said, just treat it as a booster. So instead of the full vaccination, I only gave them 1 dose. So now I'm kicking myself a bit and wondering if I should have just done the full vaccination and pretended that they hadn't got done, because I don't think 1 was enough. So instead of just waiting and getting these lambs to a lab, which honestly it's too late, they were too warm, and there's no placenta, I just decided to treat them. Chris and I just ran them through right now and gave them an antibiotic just to maybe slow down this. Not a great way to start the day. My ewe is getting no better. In fact, I think she's getting much worse. So the decision might be very easy tomorrow. Tomorrow would be day 3 of treatment, and I'm gonna test her ketones, but she's not eating now, and she's splayed right out. Like, those back legs are sort of shot. Just a lot of bad things happening at once, and that tends to be what happens. I think my sister's on her way, and we're gonna start packing up the advent calendars and get those sent out. So on a bright side, I think my ewe with the bad shoulder, she seems to be perkier. She seems to be very active. She's still babying that shoulder pretty good, but I think she's much happier now that she's got a roommate. I'm sort of sad that that roommate might not be there too much longer, but we will cross that bridge when we have to. So sad. Frankie talked the other day about Christina. Was our peer group, so I knew she was. Was that funny? Where you're like, yeah, something wrong. And she came out with a post last night. Hook, line, and sinker. Yeah. She's gone. Dead. So warm. Oh. This has been a terrible week. Well, this isn't preg tox. This is something else. Oh. I don't think I can move her. I have to try, I guess. Good morning. I'm just watching these pregnant mamas eat, and there's a bunch that are not even getting up to eat. It's a little terrifying.
Yeah.
Unless they're full.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, it is heavy, right?
It is.
Well,
it's really full of water.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
today, because I just opened I cut it yesterday, so...
And all that rain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what
yeah, that's true. Oh my God. Please get up, ladies. They are not interested. I'm gonna go take a look. You don't want to see that. Carissa made a good point. She said it rained last night, and the feed is really, really, really wet this morning, so they just might be turned off a bit. Come on, ladies. I've been messaging Courtney quite a bit this morning. So Courtney's coming tomorrow to help us with our breeding session. So she's going, as I'm running through Willow's group and the other group, she's going to be doing a BCS, which is body condition scoring, which I have never done because I am not confident enough. So she is going to offer her expertise and help us with that tomorrow morning. So she's gonna come and take a good look at these ewes. So she'll be here when Carissa feeds. Today is the first day they've backed off, which is not a good sign. We have to really, really work on this feed. What I have been doing while I'm texting her is working on the breeding groups. I have 3 groups of rams. Group 1 are my Ritos that I've bought in. So that is the rams I bought from Manitoba a couple years ago, and the rams that I bought from my buddy Sean also a couple of years ago. I grouped them in the same group. Group 2 rams are Ritos that I've bought from Bill, so another source of Ritos, and I know who their progeny is, so I won't be breeding them to group 2. I would breed them to group 1 or group 3. So group 3 is our terminal rams, so those are my Dorsets and my Tunis. So that's sort of how I do my breeding groups. And honestly, once you get a ewe into her specific breeding group, you really only have to sort her once, because you can, as long as your ram groups don't change, and even if they do, you're bringing in new rams, so it still will not be an issue of like breeding the wrong ewe to the wrong ram, if you know what I'm saying. So all I had to do today was like bring up the groups, make sure they have a sire group associated with them, and I'm off to the races. So as soon as I scan her tag tomorrow, it will show me what ram needs to go with her. We'll sort them by color, so we'll put a little dot on their rumps as to group 1, group 2, group 3, and then when the rams come through, we'll put the same colors, group 1, group 2, group 3, on their shoulder, and separate them so they're with the designated ladies. Designated ladies. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm just really out of sorts this week, just with sort of all the bad luck that we seem to be compiling. And I know it's just timing, but I'm really, really worried about these girls. And I hope I'm overreacting. I've been in here all day, but we were very productive. I've got all the advent calendars gone. UPS picked them up, and yeah, everything's cleaned up. We have everything organized on the shelves now for the winter launch. There's a few more things I have to put on here. I almost said what it was, and I almost showed you what it was. But yeah, we have our needle felting kits. We have our feature wool. We have all the hoodies on that wall. And then we have, just t-shirts on this shelf. So the only thing we're missing that hopefully will arrive in the next week are all our mugs. So I think I've got everything pretty much off the list. I've got a few more pictures I have to take, and then when the mugs come in, it will be box, because there's a lot coming. Feeling relieved now that this is all sort of ready to go, because the next couple days, tomorrow I'm entirely doing sheep stuff, and then Friday, I think Mark needs some help. Good morning. Courtney is here today. We are running our ewes through to pull CEDARs and create some breeding groups. Today is the boys' lucky day. Courtney is going through this group first because this is the one we weaned earlier. So these are the ewes under her control, and she's very happy. So show them what you're doing with your app. She's doing a body condition score, which I've never done because I'm not comfortable enough because I don't know what I'm doing. She knows what she's doing. Yep. And she's also collecting data. So just show people what we're doing here.
It's nothing fancy, but basically I can just, is that? Oh,
right there.
Here.
Yep.
I can just select a score and it'll count as we go through, and then it's going to give us like an average.
So what's the score of a body condition score for people that are in town and they don't know what body condition score means?
Yeah, so we'll go
on a sheep.
1 to 5. Hopefully we don't have a lot up there.
So 5 is bad in this case.
5 is bad, 5 is fat, and
1 is too skinny.
1 is skinny, so we want them to be 3.
2.5, 3?
2.5, 3 for right now, because we hopefully want to keep flushing them a little bit through breeding.
Yeah, we want to feed them really well.
Yeah, so we've been flushing these girls for 2 weeks.
Yep.
CEDARs are getting pulled. So basically we're just trying to come to an average of how we're going to feed everyone now, because we're mixing
the groups
two
together.
Yeah.
So this is the group that's going with Willow's group, and Willow's group is very much, those body condition scores are going to be a lot bigger, right? Because they've been, they weaned a long time ago. They lambed in April. So they've been weaned since June. Yeah,
and they weaned already heavy.
Yes.
So because they've been open, we've been, trying to diet them. But because requirements are so low when they're dry, like it's really hard.
Okay, we're gonna get going. So you'll see Carissa and I will be pulling CEDARs, but Courtney's gonna be going through and actually just putting her hand on the sheep. Something I am guilty for not doing. Sheep 101, just do what she does, not me.
Yeah, right.
Okay, what, sorry? Red was singles, yeah. What do you want? One? What is the least? Purple, 3 green. 1, 2, 3. We always have to worry about hormones. Okay. This is not overeating, I guess. You may have to shut that door up so they don't go back. What we do is we take one group out and dump the rest over. So a few of them will go through more than once, but they'll be painted.
Red or green, it doesn't matter.
Green.
They're both full.
Green. Red.
It's like Christmas.
All right, Willow. We'll see how you fare. Willow?
That was a mess. This one?
Oh, she's okay?
Yeah,
Like no worse in there. Actually.
yeah.
Willow's okay. No. Yes, it's a lot better.
Probably they just weren't feeling quite good enough to the game.
Oh, and there's a ton of room.
I think some of the UNs are going to be less.
Yes.
Ooh, that girl's going to be due soon. Or I don't know. Could be one of the first ones to go.
Yep. Courtney just left and we had a really good morning. I'm glad I have like a second opinion on some of this stuff, especially in terms of the condition of my ewes, because right now when I decide who stays and goes, I go by udder evaluation and data. That's it. I have not been confident enough on my skills of like just physically putting a hand to a ewe and deciding what makes a ewe fit to keep around. She was very good to have today. So there's a few that have missed, so they're repeat breeders, and they were the only ones that we sort of all hesitated on, and she goes, you know what? She said they might be perfectly fine. Let's give them another chance. So they will be the ones we will be watching, and maybe perhaps even feeding them a little differently if we think they're gonna become a problem. So we did that at breeding time, which I've never done before, so hopefully that makes a difference. I think everything you do management-wise in terms of evaluating your ewes is gonna make a difference. So I'm glad we did that. The other thing I really needed her to see today was Carissa feeding that close-up ration. So we just took about 10 minutes and just watched them and observed them. There was one that struggled to get up a bit, but she got right up and started eating, and then we lost track of her. It's almost already lunchtime. I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon about my back. It's just a follow-up appointment. So we'll see how I fare there. So there's a lot of running around right now, not a lot of standing heats. Our young boys are very aggressive. They don't want to take no for an answer. So they're just wearing the ladies down in hopes. Oh, we got one in the corner, fairly receptive. Oh, maybe not. You just get rejected? A lot of huffing and puffing. Well, William? Not yet, I don't think, bro. Ooh. This lady's smart. She's just saying, no, I'm not gonna run away. I'm just gonna lay down. I'm gonna pretend I have a headache, and they will eventually leave me alone. What are you saying, Willow? Is it time? Not today. Not today, eh? No, I know. Soon, though. Hopefully. This week is not really turning around. I just got back from a not pleasant doctor's appointment. I have to be really, really, really bad to want to go to the doctor's office, and today reminded me of just why I'm like that, and I'm just close to tears. And right before I went, Carissa was texting me saying, Ruby Sue is not doing well. She's not. I told myself that the day that I saw her really struggling was the day that I need to do what I don't want to do. And I would say today is that day. I just don't think she's got much left of her. So I came over here before I left, and her breathing, she's really struggling to breathe. And that's the first time I've seen her like that. Yeah, honey, is it time? Oh. Ruby, I don't want to do this. Busy. Wow, mama. Nothing left to you. Good morning, you guys. A little better day than yesterday. I sobbed for probably about an hour, and then I got a really bad migraine, so I'm like, I gotta stop crying. I'm really glad today is Friday, and it's sort of marking the last day of what perhaps has been one of my least favorite weeks farming. I feel much better today. I think deep down I knew that Ruby Sue was in her last days, and when you're faced with it, It's the worst because you're like, I know I have to do it, but I don't want to do it. Like, you just don't want to do it. These sheep become very much a part of my family. It's hard to say goodbye. On another note, I'm having some major issues with this camera. We've been Googling how to use it properly. I switched to a Sony, and I've been a Canon girl, and I'm not sure if I'm a Sony girl yet. It does some stuff, like when I move. Now, I feel like maybe we've got it figured out, but it would like blur every time I moved. So I think it was like, had some stuff going on with the focus. I hope this is better. So I apologize for the next few videos until we get this thing figured out. Today, I just wanted to check in on these breeding groups. It's just starting to happen. There's only a few with a lot of smudging happening. Willow's laying down, Red has not been touched, so I'm thinking 24 hours is in another couple hours, and then that's usually when I start to see like it start to really go. 24 to 36 hours, they'll be really, really busy. Currently, Chris is feeding my close-up rations, so we're gonna see how these girls act. I got my paint can handy, so I'm going to paint any ewe that is just not getting up to eat, or she eats for a bit and then she goes to lay down. So I'm just gonna watch them for the next 10 minutes. The rest of the day, I think I'm gonna get Carissa to start building boxes for our mugs. Shannon called me yesterday just to add to the day, and her kiln, she hand makes all those mugs, just so you guys know. And she called and said her kiln sort of went on the fritz. She has some people working on it next week, and she goes, when do you need those by? I said, well, I was hoping to launch next week. She is done feeding, and there's a lot not interested. Girls, eat your food. You need to feed your babies. Please say you're not pushing. You're not pushing. You look weird. Oof. I gotta go look at a ewe. She's not prolapsing, is she? Can you get out of the way, honey? She's bulging. Bulging. Might be a prolapse. She is really large. It might be a prolapse just starting. She's really, really, really big, so she could be full of lambs. And her udder is actually well developed, so she just might be close. Right there. I just thought when she was laying down, she looked like she was straining, and when she's straining, that could be her trying to push out a prolapse. We haven't had one in a while, so we'll probably do. Not happy about it. Could be this feed, it's really, really wet. They are just not interested to eat. It's disconcerting. Don't push. Stop pushing. Oh, maybe you're pooping. Sorry. You can push that. I see Carissa right now. She's on her way back from the other barn. I'm going to get her to start building boxes for the mugs. So these are our little mug boxes. So we stamp them as best we can. And then we make them just into a little 6x6 box that fits the mugs perfectly. I like to pre-package these all because to do this on launch day is just a recipe for disaster. They take way, 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 way too long. The more you can get done ahead of time, the better is what I've learned. This room is so well insulated that on a really warm day outside, it feels freezing in here. And today it feels really warm because it's cold outside. Box. It's very exciting, I know. Follow me for more interesting content. Trying to get out of the wind. I'm currently on Mark's service. We're putting some equipment away for the winter. So the combine, the buggy, and some wagons in his dad's shed. How's it feel?
It needs its slumber time, and so do I.
Slumber time.
Slumber time. Time for another year.
Time to hibernate.
Yeah.
It is Friday, and this week I thought I better treat myself and our family to the bakery. You guys know that I love this bakery and I try to go on Fridays, but we haven't been in a while. So a fresh loaf of sourdough. And for a limited time, they started making pumpkin muffins, probably for the fall. And I don't know how much longer they're gonna make them, so I'm like, I finally got them. And I also got molasses cookies, which are like one of my favorites. Look at those. Oh my goodness. I am just waiting on Mark to get the tile plow set up. We are going to lay some tile before the weather turns on us. All jobs that we never get done this time of year, so I think that's his last one, and then field work is pretty much done. But he needs my help. So I thought I'd quickly run in and do one final check of our girls and boys, just to get a feel. So we're sitting at about 28 hours post ram edition. A lot more red seems to be smeared. Lots of red smearing, which is good. Willow's laying down, so I'm wondering if she's not interested. Willow, you were laying there this morning. What's the matter? Let's look. She's smeared. She's smeared. She's smeared. She's very smeared. Holy. Smeared, smeared. Smeared. Very smeared. Look at the wool ruffle. Holy. It's gonna be busy on April 2nd. Hi, Red. You're gonna have some babies. Besties back together.